Welcome to Talladega, the most crucial race, besides the championship decider, to this championship. Let's start off with our points leader, Nathan McCain, coming in. He has 401 points. He is locked in and will fight for a championship in Washington, D.C. 10 points behind him, you've got Noah Hart. Noah's been in this position before. All he would need is he's pretty much locked in. As long as Nathan McCain doesn't win the race and he loses, he's pretty much locked in. Third back, you've got DJ Curtis in third position. He has 382 points. He needs to get a little bit, but he's not in a bad position. Only a handful of points behind him with 378 points, you have Jake Baskinger. Baskinger had an amazing comeback story at Willow Springs after wrecking the car early on. And he needs to do some stuff. The most amazing comeback story is Charlie Fabrosis. If he wins this race, no matter what happens, he's in the championship hunt. Which is pretty much it for him. He's got 352 points. He does need a little bit of work from some others, but he has a little bit more into his hands. Then you start getting into the cars that need to do something in this race. You got James Shelley. He is right now down. Oh, Charlie Fabrosis was down 49 points. Nathan McCain, or James Shelley is down at 348 points, which is 53 points behind the leader. He must finish at least 18th position in Talladega, and then no one can go above 401 points. So to at least for James Shelley to win it, he needs 18 to stay in contention, and nobody else goes above 401 points. So that means pretty much everybody else would need to be doing pretty poorly. So that means both Nathan McCain and Noah Hart, and really DJ Curtis for that matter, don't do well. Then you've got the two miracles. Cooper Siren and Sean Galligan, they're still at 311 points. They needed Willow Springs to really stay in contention, because even Charlie Fabrosis was behind them in points. They needed Willow Springs. They wrecked at Willow Springs. They're on 311 points, 90 back. Both of them must finish at least second position. If they both want to remain in contention, one would have to win, one would have to finish second. And then they would both have to win DC. One could finish second at DC. You need a second place and a win, and nobody then would go above 401 points. You would need that. So 401 is like the cutoff line that no one can go above, and they need 90 points. So win in a second position. You can get 92 points doing that, 100 points if you win both. Those are your championship contenders. Let's get down to the race. Should be a good one. Oh, by the way, before we go, this race was supposed to be a typical dusk race. This is also supposed to be the last race at Talladega, although there's talk of now a swap where Barber Motorsports Park in Talladega will swap every year, the round of Alabama. However, this is going to be the last one for the foreseeable future at Talladega, and this was supposed to be a dust race. However, heavy rains last night postponed the race to being a day race. Let's go down to the race. Before we even get going, Josh Travell has a problem here on this Sunday morning, and it looks like it might be terminal for him. Cooper Siron is on the pole. He has to win the race or finish second to remain a championship threat. Second or better. And if he finishes second, he has to win the last race. One of these races he has to win, the other one he has to finish second. Green flag is out. Go, go, go. Should be a fast and yet a little bit scary race. Speeds are quite high around here, around 248. However, you're not seeing them get as close as they used to. Looks like we got somebody that is really slowing in the wall towards back, one of the blue flares. We got a Menervini also on pit road. And we got the Oricomps falling off back early on here as they rocket their way around this 2.66 mile oval. Largest oval of the season. Out front again, though.
What happened to Cooper Siren? He's on pit road. Oh man, he had a tire going down from the start, so there goes his championship hopes right there. Jake Baskinger, one of the championship contenders, led the first lap. However, here comes Tristan Wilhoit down the back straightaway behind him. Wilhoit can still win the part-time championship. I didn't touch on it much in the preseason headlines, or the pre-race headlines. I believe he can still win the championship, although it would be a really, really tough feat to do. He pretty much needs to win and then beat Myatt at the next race. But the Porsches have been fast here because there's a lot of grip around this track, and it actually looks like they're coming up to Zachary Fitzwater, who had to pit early on. And he is slow by himself. Starting to see the field spread out a little bit here. Travell's leaving the pits as well. John Angel and Will Hoyt are battling side by side. Here comes the two Ferraris, Cavagnaro and Sarin up there, and rookie Nathan Hudson's also closing in. First time he's been on an oval in the AES, and one of the fastest ones around. And the field slows up because of Fitzwater. They're going to split him. The pack does. This is going to be a theme of this race. You've got to be able to pass lap traffic. Looks like Cavagnaro's going to get held up as well. Some cars just don't have the chassis grip here, which is making things quite dangerous because some cars are so much slower than others. The Oricons were quite slow all weekend as well. Oh, Vernier's on the pits. In the pits, that's not good for him either. Nicolas Vernier. Nathan McCain is doing what he's got to do, running P9. He's one of the main championship contenders. A little further up, we're going to look for some of the other contenders. Got Jake Baskinger leading the race. He's doing what he's got to do to maintain his championship run here. But believe it or not, there's not a lot of championship contenders in the top 10. DJ Curtis is in 11th with Noah Hart just passing him for 11th. And further back, we're looking at Charlie Fabrosis in 15th. A little further back even more, we're starting to see that it isn't easy for some of these guys. Sean Galligan is towards the back. There is Andrew Bright in the KIR. They're going full-time next year. James Shelley in 26th position outside of the points. He needs to do better than that. He's got to finish at least 18th to maintain his into the championship hunt. He has to finish 18th or better, and then even in that situation, no one can go above 401 points. And right now, McCain is. Right now, Baskinger continues to lead. Alex Allen in second, Tristan Wilhoit in third. Well, actually, they're pretty close. And now Nathan Hudson back there doing an awesome job, the British driver here at Talladega. Saarinen now. Man, if he would have had these kinds of runs early on in the season, Saarinen would have been a serious threat for the championship because Saarinen has been racy. A little further back, you got Nathan McCain, and actually Noah Hart's closing in. Noah Hart is 10 points behind Nathan McCain. And I bet he'd like to close in that gap. There's Travell battling with Tauger. Tauger's been hopelessly slow all weekend in the Oricom. Here comes Jake Baskinger leading them up to lap these cars. This is going to be kind of the stuff we're worried about. There's a massive speed drop here. If anybody jumps to the high line, they might get a run here. And now there's a big line of cars now. They're all trying to dive. Looks like Alex Allen made the wrong move, though. And it looks like Hudson went up to help his teammate despite that being a slow line. Further back, you also got Jacob Hart. And now, I don't know what DeLise is doing, or Tauger's doing. He's changing lanes now, and that's not what you want to do. What this does help is it helps Allie Nelson and Rick Schultz maybe catch the lead pack a little bit there. They are coming up to Josh Travell next. The three Porsches are 1, 2, 3 now. We didn't expect Talladega to be one of their tracks, but being able to have some sort of chassis grip is quite important around here. Baskinger's going to fall down to third, it looks like, or even further than that if he doesn't go low now. And he does, and it looks like Angel takes the lead away. James Shelley is not doing well today. That car just doesn't seem to grip the track like he'd like it to. And at this rate, I don't think he will be fighting for the championship. I think his aggression at Lime Rock cost him, because I think it meant at, Gateway, he could have been a threat. And Talladega would have been his mulligan, but naturally, Gateway was his mulligan because he was suspended. For, quite rightly for that matter. Another car we're surprised isn't further up the order is the KIR. The KIR has been fast this week, and that's Andrew Bright and one of their 2 drivers next year. Nathan McCain, the points leader, will be in the other KIR car. So, KIR does have some hope going forward, but here comes Noah Hart. He's doing what he's got to do now. He has caught the lead, he's catching the leading 3 right now, and we got, oh boy, is that who I think it is blowing up? Nathan McCain's blowing up. Nathan McCain's blowing up his car. That is not what he wanted to do. And Nathan McCain, the points leader going into this race, he will still be in a championship fight, but he is now going to not finish in the points. This will hurt him massively because he could have really gained a lot of points there. Now, the entire focus shifts to Noah Hart, who will most likely take the point lead leaving this race. This is going to be his kind of race, except for Jake Baskinger, who is leading again. He might be a threat as well to take the point lead. Ike Durbin now, who had lost the pack after a pit stop, is going to be another car that they're going to have to deal with. This is going to be a bit of a theme now. You got to see what they're going to do. DJ Curtis is up to 8th. He needs a good run after not finishing well at Willow Springs. Nathan Hudson now is on his way forward as Alex Allen, I believe, has dropped back. No, he's not. He's actually in front of Hudson. I didn't notice that as they're trying to pass Ike Durbin now. Looks like Will Lloyd's going to get held up there by Durbin. And Will Lloyd tried slamming the door there on Cavagnaro, and Ike Durbin wisely gets out of the way and lets them by. Or that's Saranen, I'm sorry, not Cavagnaro. And now we're starting to see some of this. Galligan is a miracle, needs a miracle. Fabrosis is in 17th, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Duncan, Cross, none of these guys have a serious chance. Siren needed a miracle, not going to get it. James Shelley needs to get up the order if he wants any chance, or he needs a caution, actually. And, oh, I think we may have gotten one. We had something happen. I think it might have been Ike Durbin, but no caution for it, I believe. Yeah, Ike Durbin was a little slow here, and I believe that would be Nathan Hudson. We get into him. They somehow saved that. Oh, Jacob Hart into the wall as well. But they have some damage now. Both of them do. Hudson has looked strong all weekend, and he is going to be something later on in this season. Or next season, believe it or not. They're now coming up. The leaders are now coming up to Truck Tauger again, who has been hopelessly slow. They both get held up. Here comes Noah Hart, going to try and take the lead now. He has the run on the outside, but he had to back off. But he is going to take second position away as it looks like Tauger is coming down pit road with Saranen. And now Baskinger continues to lead. Will Lloyd's getting help from, looks like the 8 car further back, but not going to work out too well for him. Oh, I think we saw Jacob Hart coming out of the pits. He, of course, had that damage. The one person this helps could be James Shelley. He needs to be finishing in the points, which, even though it's under pit cycle, he's on pit road right now. It's going to get pretty shaky here, I think. Here comes the leaders. Oh, boy! Freaking Pericles, or I'm sorry, Schultz. I don't know what happened there, and that might be a yellow. That ought to be a yellow. Yeah. No, it isn't. I don't see how that wasn't a yellow. Yeah, Schultz here, I guess, forgot to use his brakes and drove right into the back of, who was that? Was that Noah Hart? Oh, yes, that was Noah Hart. Noah Hart has serious rear end damage, and somebody else has front end damage. That is Lamas. Oh boy! I mean, here that is again. Schultz, I don't know what Schultz is doing. He just runs right into him there. Just runs right into him. I mean, Schultz has looked like an idiot all year. And then does that and possibly ruins the championship hopes for Noah Hart. I mean, come on. You're an idiot, dude. Get out of here. You're pathetic. DJ Curtis now is on track as well. Something would happen to him. He would slow down quite early here. And Lamas wouldn't get on the brakes in time. And around he went and would have to come down pit road. After the pit stop cycle, Tuomas Saarinen would lead this race over Tristan Wilhoit and Alex Allen. I'm really surprised they didn't have a caution there for either of those two displays of idiocy. Well, we're hearing that Lamas didn't have brakes. So, but Schultz just went in there at like 190. Let's see what's up with Noah Hart. I think he's got to be out, or no, he's just slow. But pretty much he should be a championship contender and exiting this race. I mean, he will still be in the championship hunt, but that was pretty stupid by Eric Schultz there. And it would not surprise me if Schultz got, well, needless to say, if he's not around anymore after this, it wouldn't surprise me. Alex Allen now is proving how fast he is. Down the straightaway, he is actually pulling away from the pack. And he is now coming up to Noah Hart. He's going to go high here. Now Jacob Hart on the outside is going to take the lead. And a massive one at that. Here comes Wilhoit now. Oh, he's fighting for the part-timer championship. He got held up a little bit there. But Jacob Hart has a pretty big lead now. And we do have a yellow this time. And I see Washer was in it. Ike Durbin, who's had mechanical problems all day, would get turned there by Ryan Griffin. And then Durbin would slide down the track. Pericles would slide in. There's where Washer hit there. Nasty wreck there for a couple of these drivers. Tamer DeLeese also involved. And then there's Pericles come down the track. 4-car wreck. Ike Durbin, Tamer DeLeese, Chris Washer, and Nick Pericles. Surprisingly, all drivers would walk away from this wreck, which is a testimony to the safety that these cars have had. I'm sorry, that was Casey Lester, not Ike Durbin. Lester would get turned here, and pretty much not a whole lot anyone really could do here. And oh man, that was a nasty hit there for Washer. And maybe Washer did get hurt in that. We're now starting to see some attention down next to him there. Yeah, this was a pretty nasty wreck here. Luckily, the Hans device worked for Washer. He needed assistance getting out of the car. They did come out unharmed. I'm sorry about that, but he slowed it down to about 211, and Washer would slide down the track here. I think luckily here, well, there's where Pericles wrecked. Luckily, this was a passenger side impact on the 22 car. I think that was really lucky there, and here's where DeLeese got into it. I think he would run into the passenger side of Washer as well. And, well, DeLeese would thankfully land back on his wheels. That was a wild ride there. And, well, there's where Nick Pericles, I want to see what happened to him, and I believe it actually Pad Car might have gotten a piece as well. I'm more with Nick Pericles here. And, well, he would back off, and, well, he would slide up the track and just get dumped. Or, well, not dumped, but just Pad Car would have nowhere to go and got into him. On board with Tamer DeLeese here. And, well, DeLeese would thankfully hit the brakes a bit there and slow his car down, but that was still a really nasty wreck. On board with Casey Lester now. This will be a wild ride, I think. Lester's driving along. He is slow because of the mechanical problems that the Audi Sports have been having here. Round he goes, and, well, he tried saving it there and just gets pummeled there. Luckily, if I can say luckily, he would get away unharmed. Here's the view of Eddie Pad Car. And right there, just nothing he could do there. nothing he could do. Chris Washer would be taken to a medical center with, I believe, lower body injuries. It looks like maybe the driver's protection, leg protection thing may have crumbled a little bit. Driver's leg room crumbled a little bit from that hit. Under these circumstances, I don't think there was anything really that anyone could do there. Surprised, I can't believe Lester's car held up as well as it did from that hit. I think that just proves how safe these AES cars have gotten, because a couple of years ago, I think we would have lost probably Lester there, and probably Washer and DeLeese. Under the caution situation, we had another example of brilliance by some. That would be Nicholas Vernier, who would actually drive into the side of Jessica Shelton. Not a good thing. Shelton would fall out of the race. Actually, Noah Hart would also fall out due to the damage with the Schultz incident. Your leader right now is Jacob Hart. They actually penalized Vernier a little bit there for that incident there with Shelton there. They made him start at the tail end of the lead lap. So now it is going to be Jacob Hart here. We're seeing quite clearly the dangers of this race. Pure Michigan might be needing... Well, Kyle Schock is supposed to return for DC, and they might just throw him into the 99 or put Griffin in the 99. Who knows? But right now it looks like Pure Michigan's had an injury problem. Anyway, Jacob Hart is going to lead here. On back to the green. Hart dives high, trying to get by Vernier. Vernier's been slow. And it looks like here they go. They have 25 of 48. We're just past halfway, and it looks like Hart's going to get a big jump there on the start. Looks like one of the Minervinis is really slow. That's Fitzwater. He's trying to stay out of the way. A lot of times that's a problem on this track. Now, looks like everybody's seemingly minding their P's and Q's for right now. A little further up, you got some pretty close racing as well. This is the time where James Shelley needs to react. He's in 16th position. He was pretty much, he needed that wreck to happen, and now he's back in the points. And he's got some of the fastest cars on track around him, Baskinger and, well, Curtis was up there, or Vincent Allen was up there. Oh, but Shelley's on the wall. Shelley caught the wall there, and, well, if that's not emblematic of his day, I don't know what is. He needs to gain a couple more positions. Actually, quite a lot more, it looks like. Andrew Cross, who was a lap down after a pit cycle, would have blow up and fall out of the race. So tough break for Cross. Saarinen continues to lead over second place man Sean Angel. Third place, Jacob Hart fell back a bit there. Third place, Alex Allen. Fourth place, Tristan Wilhoit. Wilhoit needs this for his part-time championship run. Stark now is actually running pretty strong, but he kind of was holding up. Nathan Hudson got that damage fixed and doesn't look nearly as bad as he was. Here comes DJ Curtis and Charlie Fabrosis. Two championship contenders are working their way forward. Impressive race now. Ryan Griffin, of course, his teammate is, of course, hurt. He was conscious, though, thankfully, but here it comes. On the inside, Tyler Thaber, running P10, best run I've seen out of him in a long time, but I think he would need a caution to catch that lead group. Siren's trying to get his lap back. Siren's looking quick, actually. A little further back, you got Silver Fox, who had pit contact. He lost his hood there. I believe Vernier might have had something to do with him, too. Nick Mace is not looking strong either in this race. And actually, whoa, Ryusu didn't know he was coming and came down kind of on Mace there. I wouldn't do that. Would not do that at all. Nick Mace won the inaugural ARCSOA League Series race here back in Season 1. Saarinen continues to lead. Saarinen, like I said, if he had a better start to the season, Saarinen would be a championship contender. RL Ryusu would blow up, would be the next car with engine problems. A tough break for RL Ryusu. Well, James Shelley will not be the champion this year. His car blew up. Just kind of caps off what's been a miserable weekend for Shelley. I thought he might have been a serious contender for this championship. He wrecked out of a pretty good position at Willow Springs, and he blows up here. tough break for James Shelley. Yellow flag is out now for debris on from Shelley's car from oil. And right there, Siren's going to try and get his lap back here, which could be a championship-winning move, because if he wins or finishes second, which he has the car to do so. And he will get his lap back. Good job by Cooper Siren there. Interesting strategy call. Sean Angel, Tuomas Saarinen stayed out. Nathan Hudson stayed out. Fabrosis stayed out. Jacob Hart stayed out. Galligan stayed out. Curtis stayed out. A couple other drivers all stayed out here. But there's a lot of guys that came in. Believe it or not, I think tires will be a little bit of an issue here. Because of the way the track grip's been. Actually, no, these are all top-offs on fuel. Never mind. So I think it looks like there might be some cars trying to stretch fuel on a superspeedway. Well, you can do it by drafting, so... Charlie Fabrosis is taking a big gamble here, but he's got to gain points, I think. Well, not really. I don't think anybody's going to... Well, yeah, there are a few that might... Baskinger might take the lead here, but... Staying out, I don't think would have been the smartest thing to do, but... I mean, I could see it for, like, Galligan. He needs to win, practically, or finish second. And then hope that nobody goes above 401 points. Saarinen and the leader now. Saarinen and Angel now have come to top off on fuel. That's another interesting play, though, too, because now they're going to have even more fuel than some of the other drivers. Okay. Nathan Hudson, the British rookie, is in the lead with Charlie Fabrosis in second. Fabrosis got to save gas. Galligan. Galligan's got to do some stuff here. He's got to win this race. Alex Allen, Andrew Brighton in the KIR. He's doing a pretty good job now in the order. This will be an interesting finish, I think. All right, the problem with these guys in the back is that they're stuck behind the lap cars because we're going to come with 10 to go. They got to get through lap traffic, some of these guys do. Angel, Saarinen, a couple of these other drivers, they got to get through it. Hudson gets a bad start on the restart. Fabrosis doesn't, but I think Fabrosis needs to draft. Here they go, down the front straightaway here. And that's what Fabrosis does. He lets Hudson come back in. Galligan now needs to get up there and draft. But Galligan needs to, like I said, finish second or win this race. And if he finishes second, he has to win DC. If he wins here, he has to finish second at DC. And hope that nobody else scores points more than 401 points, which Galligan is under threat. And it looks like they're going to have to pit. Fabrosis is going to have to pit. They're all coming down pit road. And this is Hudson. They don't have enough fuel to make it. They got told they don't. And actually, we got DJ Curtis on pit road. DJ Curtis with a mechanical problem on the restart. So this is big for the championship as well. Curtis needs to get points also up there. He was third in the points. All this is going to put Tristan Wilhoit in the lead with Cavagnaro in second and Cooper Siren in third position. Siren needs to win the race. Where'd our leader go, actually? Who led that last time by? Do we have a caution? No, we don't. Green flag is still out. Tristan Wilhoit leads over Alan Cavagnaro and Siren. Siren at least needs to get by Cavagnaro, and he might have a shot, but it would be a miracle work. And with Baskinger that high up, Baskinger could catch. He could catch. And I think he would catch. So he needs Baskinger to fall back a couple of spots. You got the two S3s now. In 5th and 6th and 7th, Faber and Allie Nelson. Saarinen in 9th, or in 8th, I believe. Griffin's falling back a little bit there. Hudson must have gotten a genius pit stop now. Oh no, he's a lap down, never mind. There are only 14 cars on the lead lap. Galligan's pretty much out of his championship hopes as well. Siren now takes the lead away. Cooper Siren, the fastest car on track right now, is the race leader. He needs to win the race, but he also needs Baskinger to fall off a little bit, and Baskinger has. Baskinger's fallen to 5th position. Would that be enough? 5th position will earn you 30 points. That is more than what he's down. Ooh, this is going to be close now. If I do the math correctly, Baskinger is down quite a bit. Let me do the math and I'll be back. Cooper Siron would indeed be in the championship hunt, but now he would get held up here. And is Wilhoit passing on the apron at Talladega? That was an impressive move. But now Siren's lost the lead. He's got to get that back. He's got to get that back, and Baskinger now needs... This is throwing whole points shenanigans around. Siren's working with Cavagnaro, the second place man, to get up the grid again. Only a handful left to go. Wilhoit's leading. If Wilhoit wins this race, he will be a definite part-time championship. They're coming up to the other Minervini now. Siren sees it this time. He's going to take the lead away. Wilhoit wasn't exactly smart enough to realize that. Except this time Seb Stark gets out of the way. Jake Baskinger now is losing positions. And with Vincent Allen closing in, Baskinger, I believe, is going to take the point lead leaving this race, but Siren is doing what he needs to do to win this race, to be a championship contender. Siren now with 2 to go. Baskinger now. He's in 5th position. That would give him 30 points. Siren would get 50 more. That would just put Siren in with enough. Just put him in with enough. Baskinger now. But now, since Baskinger is in 5th, Siren pretty much has to pit. Well, there went Siren's chance to win. We knew they'd be close on gas, and now it's turning into a fuel mileage race. It's between Tristan Wilhoit and Alan Cavagnaro. Cavagnaro's realizing I think he has to save fuel, and he's losing speed. Wilhoit, I believe, was one of the drivers that was going to stay out longer. Tristan Wilhoit, I think, is going to win this race. Siren ran out of gas. He couldn't do anything. Tristan Wilhoit comes off turn 4 to win the round of Alabama and make the part-time championship somewhat interesting, which hasn't been all year. Wilhoit wins Talladega. Cavagnaro finishes 2nd. Zarin in 3rd. And now Siren tried everything he had, but he ran out of gas too late. That run towards the end ruined his fuel mileage. I thought Siren could do it there, but that kind of run, getting up to the front, just took away his fuel. Siren tried. You gotta give him that. He tried. What an excellent showing by the young rookie. Baskinger will get 5th, going a little further back. Fabrosis had to pit, I believe, or... I think he had to pit. Yeah, he did. Cavagnaro will finish 2nd, and going a little further back. Main championship implications now. Looking around, Noah Hart, or that's Jacob Hart, rather. Noah Hart's out. Yep, that's pretty much it. We'll take a look at your finishing result and then see who will fight for the championship.